Hello. As you saw from the title of this video, this is about to be pretty chaotic. I am leaving at the time of this recording that I'm currently recording now, I am going to Germany in about a little less than 2 weeks. And all I have off to make garments is I have half of today, and then I have pretty much a couple days after work this week, and then next weekend I have, like, that's pretty much it. But I also have plans with like friends and family and stuff like that going on. So I think this might be a little over ambitious. So I'm already going into this knowing and giving myself pre-qualifiers that, like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But the idea is here. We'll see if it comes to fruition or not. You'll see it in a relatively short period of time. But just so you know, the plan is to make all of my wardrobe for my 6 days in Germany by myself. So making everything by myself. Also, you may have noticed, or maybe you haven't noticed, but we did get a small upgrade on the channel. I did buy a USB-C mic for my audio quality because I know that was an issue before. And I also purchased a new tripod, but you can't really tell because it's still lopsided anyways. But we're balling on a budget. We're doing what we can, okay? So I've already made a couple of pieces, mainly test pieces to see if I liked it. So this is, and again, I know that I'm going to Germany, I'm not going to Austria, but like the entire time I was making, like when I started making this stuff a couple weeks ago, I was like Von Trapp era, like Sound of Music curtains for the whole family sort of thing. But what I've already made is I've already made these shorts, a tried and true pattern of mine. I've literally, the only thing I have left to do is finish the hem. I've already even done the button, which is a huge thing for me. But I've made these shorts. They're a little bit longer than I normally typically would make, but I wanted a longer inseam and I wanted them to be high-waisted. But what I've ended up making is making it look like kind of a picnic tablecloth chic, which I'm not mad about. I'm really not mad about it, but I do think that it it needs some finishing on the inside for sure. But I think these are super, super cute. Do I think it turned out the way I wanted it to? No. But I think that has more to do with me as maybe a bigger person, because the way that they fit me isn't quite necessarily what I mean. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the fit check on these. Obviously, like, they don't look bad. They are very wrinkled, even though I've literally not worn them or washed them yet. But it's supposed to give the illusion of shorts. Do I think they're a little bit long? They're a little bit long, but I'm not mad about it. I also really like this, like, detail I did here with, like, this button closure and the zip. But I still have to hem in the bottoms, and I'm not sure if I want to hem them, like, to here, if that would be too short, or if I want to do like something in the middle, like just above the knee. Like, part of me just wants to do just above the knee and do like a 1-inch hem all the way around. I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet, and that's causing me a lot of issues Also left a nice pocket, pretty deep pocket. I kind of like it. I can fit stuff in there. But yeah, it's really, really nice. For reference, my belly button is like right here. So definitely high-waisted. It's exactly what I wanted. I don't know if this is what this is what I was going for, but I don't know. I don't know. I need a little bit of like confidence boost on this one before I'm ready to really give it a fair shake. But these are the shorts that I've made already. Again, the only thing I have to do is finish the hem. They're a little wrinkly, which doesn't bode well if they're going to be packed in a suitcase, considering I just made these like 2 weeks ago. But they are really lightweight. They are cotton, very swishy, very like, let me run around and play in the city. So, like the back length, I love the back. I think this back is so cute. But then from the front, I don't know. Maybe it's just the wrinkles. We'll figure it out. But these are the shorts. Now, the other piece that I've already made is I found some bedsheet fabric that I had in my stash because I didn't want to use new fabric on this. If you know, you know. I had this kind of nice, stripy looking, maybe hospital gown-esque fabric. But I found this really cute poppy t-shirt pattern. I'll link the Etsy below. And I've been looking for a tie front blouse for a really long time. I've made a couple to mixed success. I really, really like this one. I think it has so much potential. My only issue is that this was made by a very thin designer. And this is nothing against her. This is no slight. This is no hate. This is just when I have, like, when I find independent designers, especially like, you know, on Etsy or through YouTube or anything like that, and their bodies look very different to mine, and I buy their all-inclusive patterns that go up to a certain size. I understand it's very hard to make all-inclusive patterns, and like, this is not a slight against this person. I'm just saying that like a lot of adjustments had to be made for this pattern to fit me, even though the largest size in theory and on paper should have fit me. Again, there's no hate, there's no slight here. But even with all the adjustments that I had made to this pattern, it is still short in the front. It's perfect in the back. I made all the right adjustments for the back. It's a nice little peplum top. I'll post a picture of what it looks like on. Now, of course, I did only do, instead of 3 ties, I only did 2 ties in the front. I prefer it looking like that. I think 3 ties is maybe 3 too many, is maybe 1 too many, actually. So I really, really liked how this turned out. I think it is really cute. This was supposed to be a mock-up, and I will probably actually wear this. It's so comfy. It's so cute. Again, I think it's just the front is maybe 2 inches too short on me for my comfort level. I know it's meant to be a little bit of like a crop top, but for me, I would lengthen, again, when I make this again, I'm probably going to lengthen the upper bodice before the peplum starts. But I will say, watching the tutorial, I will link all of this, but watching the tutorial for this particular shirt, the way that she instructs you to do your peplum, I've obviously done peplum before, or like that sort of like that gathered skirt or that gathered look, but the way that she does hers, it just like a light bulb went off in my head. So if for nothing else, I really highly recommend you buy this pattern and watch her tutorial video, because the way that she does her gathering for her peplum, just like genuinely, the light bulb went off. I had a light bulb moment. Another romper. I want to make sure that I get this linen fabric on the go. However, I've had a epiphany that I do not want to bring the linen with me, only because I don't know what my access to an iron is going to look like there. The ironic thing is that I know they have an iron. I just don't want to have to be fussing around with an iron while I'm in Germany. I do need to make something that is of a gold tone, of a mustard yellow tone before I go, because that is the bride's wish, is that people wear white, gold, or silver, I think is the other option. But obviously, it might not be taboo to wear white to a wedding in Germany, but for me, it's a little bit taboo to wear white to a wedding. So I'm going with the gold theme. So without further ado, let's get into some fabric choices. All right, let's not talk about how I've already recorded this 3 times. So I'm gonna make this as brief as possible because I'm really annoyed that I just bought these mics and already they're not working properly. I apologize. So we went fabric mining. I found a couple of fabrics. Super, super brief. The first fabric that I found is this peach toned. It's got daisy motifs on it. I've already made a milkmaid dress out of something very, very similar to this. Last year, it was a deeper yellow. This is more of a peach tone. I think this would be like a really, really cute tie front top, similar to the one that I just made. So I'm gonna try and make this into one of those tie front tops. I think that would be so, so, so cute. My biggest worry with this though is because it is such like a very busy pattern is finding something to wear with it, which is why you normally made dresses out of material like this. But I think I might be able to get away with like a simple black either skirt or something of that nature. Also, there's little red in here, so maybe I could play with that and do like a green skirt or something like that. But this is not enough to make a jumpsuit or a dress. This is simply enough to make a top. So this is in our top territory. Now, the main event, and the I've literally recorded this 3 times, so I'm apologizing that I look like a mess. And yeah, it is what it is. This is the main fabric event. This is what we're here for. This is a synthetic, very breathable, very light fabric, gold tone with some white and black flower motifs on it. I think it would be so, so cute. I think it would suit me very well as a jumpsuit. There's 3 yards of fabric here, which is just enough to make a jumpsuit with. So let's talk patterns because I'm already obsessed with this and I think it would travel very well because it is a synthetic blend. I'm already thinking that I want there to be a ruffle situation happening at the shoulders. I'm not super keen on it having arms. Not that. I'm not keen on it having sleeves. I actually kind of want this to be a sleeveless look or a very short capped sleeve, especially with this fabric. I'm not super invested in having long sleeves or any sort of sleeves. It's a summer dress, it's summer wedding, it's summer everything. So I want to make sure that I'm comfortable, but also appropriate. I'm thinking of an amalgamation of this McCall's pattern. This is McCall's M7909. And I'm specifically looking at style or view D. Let me flip it around here. If you can see view D, I'll also take a picture of it. It's the bottom one here. I really like the ruffling around the shoulders, around the back. I think that would look really, really cute. The ruffling at the bottom. I'm not super like invested in having that ruffling at the bottom, but I do want the ruffling up top. I think that would be super, super cute. And now, hear me out. I know you're going to look at this and be like, Austin, that's not a jumpsuit. But one of the views does have a jumpsuit. And this is McCall's pattern M8450. And I'm looking specifically at view B. So view B is a very simple, I'll take a picture of this too. It's a very simple looking jumpsuit with just spaghetti straps. Nothing super intense about that, but I really like the high neck of view B of this one versus the plunging low neckline on this view. I want something in between only because I don't want to have to be worried about like spilling out of my jumpsuit. Also, I had a jumpsuit a while ago that I bought at Old Navy that was super high neckline and had the what am I trying to say? The ruffle situation going on the sleeves, and I've been craving something like that ever since. I haven't been able to find it. So I'm hoping to recreate it because on both of these models it goes below their like bust line. And not that I'm against that. I just think personally for my comfort, I would prefer something a little bit higher cut. How are we going to Frankenstein this? Because this is going to be Frankenstein's jumpsuit for sure. I really, really like most of this version of this jumpsuit pattern. And for this jumpsuit, it's looking as though I'm only going to need, let's see, view D. So it is saying I'm going to need 4 yards of fabric, but I wonder if I can get away with 3. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with 3. And this is where we have to come to terms with what we're doing with our lives, because why would I pick out a pattern that I know isn't going to fit me right if I have to shorten it? We have some decisions to make, folks. 5 minutes later. I'm having a little bit of a crisis. Which is, it shouldn't be news to anybody because I do this all the time. Every single one of these patterns needs either exactly 3 yards of fabric, which is what I have, or it needs somewhere in between 3 and 4 yards of fabric. Now, because I want that ruching detail, I have to make a choice whether I want to sacrifice the length of the legs and do like a shorter, less formal play suit or jumpsuit rather, or if I just want to make something simple and go for it that way. The alternative is that I could do a lace ruffle, but I don't know if the lace would look great. I think because of this fabric, it either has to be of this fabric or it can't exist at all just because of like the way that it looks and the way that it works. I don't think lace would look right with this, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I know what I mean, but I'm having a little bit of a crisis. So I just got back from Joann's. I did not film inside the store. I decided not to because it was a little bit busy. It's a Sunday, the day that I'm filming this. And yeah, I'm just not comfortable doing that, so I didn't do it. But I did find I got 5 yards of a very similar fabric, slightly more springy, but I'm okay with it. She also folded it really weird. Um Very similar to the other fabric. It's 100% rayon, so I was dead on with it thinking that the other one was synthetic. It is absolutely synthetic material, and it is probably also rayon because it has the exact same consistency. But this is a little bit got more full color, more floral patterns in it. I actually kind of prefer this. I'm trying to gaslight myself into thinking I prefer this one over the other one, but the truth is I actually do prefer this. I do prefer this fabric to this one, but I only have 3 yards and I just don't want to go through the heartbreak of getting all the way through just to find out that I didn't have enough fabric, which I knew the whole time. I'm going to be making the McCall's M7909 in view D with this rayon fabric. It is a little bit more see-through than I thought it was going to be, so I might have to double line the bust, and we might just say a quick prayer for the booty and crotch area because I don't think I'm going to have the patience to double line that. So we're going to get started. I'm going to start cutting this out before I have to leave for the day to go and do something else completely unrelated. And I also bought some of this super, super cute gingham fabric. Now, this was screaming to be made into also a jumpsuit. So my idea here is I'm going to make the rayon jumpsuit first just to get that frustration out of the way. And then depending on how well or not that goes, I have a backup fabric that I do want to be making into something, whether it's a dress or another jumpsuit. So stay tuned to find out, but that's where we're at. And I'm going to put this little mic away and get to cutting patterns and cutting fabric. Okay. Okay, so this is the jumpsuit. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I am a little concerned that it's not as, I don't know, it's like kind of gapey in places. Like I fixed under the arm because before it was like hanging all the way down, but I think it's kind of cute. I think I'm gonna leave the ruffle off the bottom because it's supposed to have a ruffle similar to like this up here on the bottom. I think I'm gonna leave it off and I'm gonna hem them just a little bit because I think that they're okay, but also like there's such a huge crotch here, but there's no way to there's no way to raise it because it's already cut. So I also did not do a zipper, which maybe I should, but I think this is really, really cute. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let's not talk about how I'm actively breaking out because I'm so stressed. about everything going on in my life right now. Hello. I don't know how long it's been since the last time I recorded, but I did finish the jumpsuit. I wore it out in public. I'll post a picture here. It turned out really well. It needed a little bit of like just a few adjustments here and there. Things I was very easily able to mend and fix. Um, but now we're coming down to the wire. I leave in 2 days. And as I was going through my wardrobe today to find more of my me made things that I would feel comfortable wearing on vacation, especially going to a foreign country where I will have access to a sewing machine, hopefully, but I don't want to rely on being able to hot fix every single thing in my wardrobe. I went through and stress tested all of the garments that I have made that I have worn regularly or plan to wear. And exhibit A is this. This was probably my first attempt at a gown. As you can see, it's kind of ill-fitting in the shoulders. Um, it was like literally seams were coming apart because it was just unfinished. And that is the common theme across my entire wardrobe, is that everything is unfinished. It might look finished to the naked eye, but the second you look inside, oh boy, is it just frayed seam city. So a lot of these I have put through the wash with regular clothes that I have purchased or have had, and they get beat up. They get beat up. So this is a cotton gown. It's pretty nice. I like it. I really like the sleeves. I think it's a nice transitional dress to wear, but frayed city on the inside. I had to go through and serge everything. I think I made this gown before I had a serger. So there was no serge seams whatsoever, not a single finished hem, not a single finished anything. And the thing that really gets me is that I have worn this out in public multiple times with it looking like it did when I took it out of the closet today. So, with that new keen eye, I decided to go through my closet and take a closer look at some of the other garments that I have made that I thought were good enough, but upon further review, were in fact not. So, this is turned into an unexpected Allison roast, like a self roast. In my attempt to stay true to this video, I would like to wear a lot of the clothing that I have personally made. So, in order to do that, I have to make sure that it's going to hold up on an international trip. So, I present to you Exhibit A. This is it's very wrinkled, but it was not finished at all. I had to go through and refinish it. The zipper is a little bit crooked. It's a little crooked, but we're dealing with it. I present to you Exhibit B. This gorgeous milkmaid dress that was taking everybody by storm last year. Um, I made it. I have never worn it. I have never worn it out because it's a little booby, to put it very plainly. It's a little bit low cut for me, but I think this would slay in Germany. So I decided to take it out and try it on. Again, very booby. Definitely need to be wearing some sort of undergarment with it. I don't know if I'm going to wear a corset or what, but none of the seams, none of the seams inside have been finished. Now, that's not to say that the pieces themselves, I individually serged every piece. So it's not as bad as it probably should be. But again, I've never worn this out. So this is going to be its debut. Now, there were a couple of seams that just, I guess, on my first pass, just did not get the love and attention that they probably deserved. So I went through and just reinforced a couple of seams, like a couple of these where it like comes together. It's not really going to show, but where it comes together, but it's not like clean. I'm just making peace with it at this point. But I think it's really important that, just like, I don't know if you remember in high school or middle school or even in college, if you went to college, but going back and reviewing things that you got wrong on an exam or things you got wrong on a test, that's what I feel like this is for me. And I don't think I was ready to do that after, like, immediately after you get a test score back, you're just looking at the score, you don't really care about it. But I think going back and actually reviewing the answers and like reviewing like what I messed up has been so helpful to me. And genuinely, I think I'm learning more by looking at these mistakes and being like, this doesn't look right. This doesn't look okay. So that's my one piece. That's my one tip from this entire process, is like going over and reviewing the mistakes that I've made and with a fresh lens, just being able to look at it and be like, yeah, this elastic doesn't look right, or maybe I should have added boning, or wow, this isn't a finished seam. And that's why it's falling apart. Like, I think it's important. So, anyways, this is the sundress. This is the milkmaid dress that I think upon further review I will be wearing in Germany. But also, this is going to sound bonkers. So, another thing that I've learned, and I'm especially looking at this because this has a zipper, the zipper pucker at the bottom. I get targeted shorts all the time on Instagram, on YouTube for like sewing hacks, sewing tips, sewing blah, blah, blah. One in particular, and I'll see if I can link it, was a how to sew in a zipper without it puckering. And basically, you just sew the seam up where you would put your zipper, and then you just lay your zipper flat into that seam, and you just tack it down at the bottom. Why did I never think of that? I don't know if that's common knowledge or if that's just like something I always ignored, but I would always just like free ball it basically with trying to line both sides up and trying to get them perfect at the top and then just praying that it worked out at the bottom. Just tack them together with like a very loose tack. So that way you can slide your zipper in the middle and tack it down. Blew my mind, like genuinely blew my mind. I thought I was going to be able to make the Bridgerton dress part 2, but I ran out of time. I frankly just don't have the time. And I also want to make a couple more essentials. Like I just made, they had this fabric, this ribbed, like athletic. It almost feels like swimsuit material. I don't know if it is or not, but this like very cream um activewear fabric. I just made a turtle tank out of this so that I could wear it when I'm over there. I just wanted another white essentials because it's summer. Also, I think this is very versatile, so I wanted something that I could wear with shorts or with jeans or whatever the case may be. So I just wanted to get a couple more essentials done before I really went hard into a new big project like a Bridgerton dress. And I say that because I know some people are going to say like, well, Bridgerton dress, like, you know, the hardest part is the hem or whatever. But for me, I just don't, I know I have a couple of other things I have to do. I have chores I have to do. I have a life. And also I just want to enjoy like summer, right? Like yesterday I spent 3 hours outside with our neighbors just chit chatting. And I think that that's something that you can't really plan for, but you have to open yourself up. So anyways, long story short, I didn't get everything done I wanted to get done, but I think a solid 50 to 60% of my luggage that I'm bringing with is all me made, which is I think pretty good. That's pretty solid comparatively to what I thought I was going to have. So, now this is where things started to go downhill. I was already pretty stressed out. I was traveling alone internationally. My flight to Frankfurt got canceled. I was in Detroit. This is the lock on my hotel room door in Detroit. I ended up getting a new hotel room, not pictured are the bugs on the mattress. So finally, I was on my way to Germany. I had to go via Amsterdam into Dusseldorf instead of Frankfurt, but I ended up having a really nice time there. And so just imagine there's all this cut to footage. Good morning. So it is 7 a.m. here in Germany. This is my first day. I just woke up. I'm actually wearing my romper that I made to like wear around the house. So happy I made this. It's so comfy. It's like got pants. It's so nice. I love this thing. So I'm already wearing stuff that I've made. I'm staying a little bit quieter, obviously, because it's 6:50 in the morning and it's currently a Saturday morning, so I don't want to wake anybody up. But today I'm going to the wedding party. As I'm learning more about what this is, I think I really misunderstood what it is. So I think I have an appropriate thing to wear. I'm really glad I brought backups to backups to backups, but I'm really nervous that I really misunderstood what this was. Also, I'm so like, I don't know, every time I travel for a long period of time, and especially as I've gotten older, like I just get so swollen, and like I feel like my face and my body is so swollen right now. So I'm really hoping that this swelling goes down. What I'm gonna try and do today is like take a walk around the neighborhood, because I think I just need to like move my body a little bit. Obviously, like I've been traveling, so traveling internationally, pressure changes, things like that. The only thing that sucks is that it is really rainy out today, and all of my outfits are very summer. I'm a little bit nervous that I'm gonna freeze because it's very cold for summer here. It's not normally this cold. In fact, I was looking back on my memories, and 10 years ago was my first time in Germany. So I remember that so well. It was very warm here. And now it is like, it's like 65 degrees and it's perfect. I love this kind of weather, but it sucks that it's raining. I did bring a raincoat and like a hoodie and stuff, but obviously I can't wear a raincoat and hoodie to a wedding party. I have some options. I'm gonna figure it out. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything that I've brought, I have made. I brought one dress that I didn't make myself. So I'm really excited to just be here, and yeah, this is, it's like a dream come true, if I'm gonna be honest. I'm feeling some kind of way about it, but as you can tell, I literally just woke up. This is the bed. I wanted to film something now so I didn't forget to do anything later, in case, I don't know. I'm exhausted. 2 days of travel to get here. So after I woke up that morning, we went downstairs, had breakfast. As you can tell, German do not mess around. Fresh bread every morning for breakfast. It's amazing. And then we went on a little walk in the morning before the evening festivities. And this is kind of the day that everything fell apart. So coming at you live from a closet in Germany. This is the final fit check. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna wear this out and see how it fares at the party, but it's really cold outside right now in Germany, so I'm just hoping that this suits what I made it for, but we'll find out. We'll see together, but talk to you on the next one. Here's where we are at the wedding. It was super cute, really cute little hall. They had all these treats out, little snack tables, cookie tables, things of that nature. Her best friend baked this cake, which looks amazing. It would taste even better than it looked. And it was a really nice night. But about halfway through the night, I found out that my partner was in the hospital after having fallen out of a tree. Very long story, but they fell on their head and it was very tragic. And I was crying throughout the entire night. Then there was a local rock band that came to play, which was a very hyper local band. It was really cool, but it wasn't really my thing. I didn't really know any of the words or anything like that. I really like this guy at the bar who's just kind of there, and I was really channeling him because I was having a really tough night, even though I was supposed to be very happy for the couple and everything else. So this is the next day. We decided to go out and make the best of a bad situation because there were no earlier flights out of Germany because they were hosting the Euros at the time, which, if you don't know, is a big soccer or football tournament that was being hosted in Germany. So there were no flights out. We went to Marksburg, which is a little nearby castle, and did a little tour. Makes you really appreciate just how old things are. A lot of the stuff was medieval. And, you know, you don't see stuff like this in America because we're just not as old of a country. So this was a really fun experience, getting to walk around the castle, getting to hear about how things were, seeing all the original and reproduction artifacts that they had on display. And of course, all these different like suits of armor, which were really cool. Loved seeing those. A lot of them are reproductions, but I just think they're neat. Then, of course, my favorite thing ever is to go to foreign supermarkets and see what kind of things they have. So this is some Mario and Luigi mustard. and a hard sugar hat, which they're calling a sugar hat, which I think is really cute. Then we came home, and my German host dad, we had s'mores to cheer me up, and a beer, which was really nice. And huge shout out to my friends Nicole and Taylor for helping out and coming to the rescue when I wasn't able to be there due to the respect of and privacy of my partner. I'm not going to be posting any of their images or their recovery status, but they are doing well. They've just had surgery, and I couldn't have done it without all of my wonderful, beautiful friends. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.